First up, at UFC 266, we have Omar Morales versus Jonathan Pearce. Omar Morales, 11-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. Jonathan Pearce, 10-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5 as well. Omar Morales, he's a good kickboxer. He has really nice kicks. He has solid takedown defense. He's super strong, and he likes to come forward. But what's weird is he doesn't charge forward. He just comes forward. He ends every single combination with a step forward, and before you know it, you're on the other side of the cage, or he's holding the center. He walked you down. You didn't even realize it. He only has 1 loss in his career, and that was a decision loss to Giga Chikadze, which, after the beating that Giga just put on Barboza, that's not looking like such a bad loss right now. He does not have a ton of takedowns in the UFC, actually 3 to be exact, but he is at 100% takedown accuracy and 90% takedown defense. Jonathan Pearce, wrestler, he sets a nice pace. Oh my goodness. Sets a nice pace both on his feet and on the ground. He has decent takedowns. He has good jiu-jitsu. He took Kai Kamaka down 4 times in that fight, and he did the same in his debut to Jacob Rosales. He strikes first on the ground, then he moves to submissions, meaning he's looking for a TKO. He's looking for ground and pound over a submission. If a submission's there, he'll take it, and he has a few, but he's really looking to just elbow you in the mouth and get the ref to stop it. In 14 fights, he has only been to a decision twice, 1 win, 1 loss. He leaves it all out there, and it's obvious when you watch him. He's super fun to watch, and he's sort of a take one to give one type striker. If Pearce can stick to a wrestling game plan, like he did with Kai, like he did with Rosales, I think he wins this fight. But Omar Morales has insane takedown defense. We haven't seen him defend a ton, but he's defended enough. He's a good striker. I got to go with Omar Morales. What are your thoughts, Jakey?
Yeah, Omar Morales is kind of why everyone thought Barboza would beat Giga, because Giga against Omar was pretty tentative. I think he still outstruck Omar like 2-1, something like that, and that's why he won the decision. But Giga didn't look like typical Giga in that fight, so I think a lot of people took away from that fight and really thought Barboza was going to be a lay on Giga. Obviously, it didn't happen. I predicted that. I think everyone else was on the other side. But yeah, Morales, the thing that gets me is his low volume. So that Giga fight, he was kind of controlling the pace, right? And he had Giga in those positions against the cage, but he's still just kind of low volume. You mentioned he just kind of plots forward, just bloom, but he really doesn't do anything, that pressure. And Jonathan Pearce, man, is just a good old boy. He's a good old boy from Tennessee, and I am adopting him. He's from Tennessee, but I'm adopting him to the Arkansas Wrestling Club because that's the kind of intensity that he brings on the mat. So we got Bryce Mitchell, TJ Brown, Ryan Hall, and now JSP, Jonathan Pearce, and the Arkansas Wrestling. Listen, Jonathan Pearce, I think, and I made this decision literally 15 minutes before the podcast started.
Wow, great.
Arkansas Wrestling, okay, and if you look at his record, he's already beaten Omar once, so he's already had been competition against an Omar, and he beat him. And this is the quote that gets me. This is what he said in an interview leading up to the fight. He said, and I'm going to say it the way he said it, "I've never seen a striker out wrestle a wrestler," and I believe it. Lock of the week, JSP, Jonathan Pearce.
Where's the S from?
I don't know, but his nickname is JSP.
I know. I just didn't know if in your lock of the week research you knew where the S came from.
I think it's Samuel. I bet it's Samuel.
Yeah, probably Samuel. Lock of the week, first fight out. That's it. Our viewers are gone. They don't need to watch anymore.
I actually have a different lock that's like a lock. But this one, I just love Jonathan Pearce. That quote got me. I've never seen a striker out wrestle a wrestler. I think he's gonna get in there, make it nasty, get the takedowns, and really wear down Omar. So
we've seen striker. Go watch any GSP fight and tell me if you've ever seen a striker out wrestle a wrestler. How'd GSP do against Josh Koscheck? Come on with these quotes, Jonathan Pearce.
JSP.
What do you think about? So DraftKings value, they're actually both priced really well. Omar Morales, I think Omar Morales wins. There's a lot of upside to him. $8,500. That's not a terrible price point. Considering people are in love with this dude and think he's going to blow through Jonathan Pearce. You're obviously on the other side of it. $7,700. That's a fair price. You'd probably like to get him for a little less, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and actually I have to redo my lineup because literally he wasn't in my lineup and now he's a lock of the week. So I gotta find a way to put him in my lineup here, but we'll get him in for sure. And I love that value with all the takedown attempts.
Yeah, this is an interesting strike line. I mean, 71.5, 84.5. I do think it's a competitive type fight, but Omar Morales, he's been to 2 decisions in his entire life. He's not the most aggressive person on the planet. I said he comes forward. He ends his exchanges with a step forward, so he's moving forward, but he's not just throwing wild and loose.
And I don't have the stats in front of me. Maybe you do. I think this is for like 10 in a row for lock of the week.
You didn't even join the show last week, and you still lost a lock of the week because you hopped in the comment section and said Ryan Span's a lock, left, and then Ryan Span lost.
I was never in a live chat.
Yeah, I bet.
Is my account compromised?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me right now? Somebody was impersonating me picking for Ryan Span. Yeah. Oh my God. There's no way. That's how I know it's not me.
Well, Omar Morales, a minus 158 favorite. Jonathan Pearce, a plus 138 underdog. I think it's a pretty competitive fight. I do think Omar Morales gets it done. I think it's with a stoppage if he does. Let's put it this way. If we're looking at the Monkey Knife Fight numbers, I mean, if Omar Morales loses, he's held down the whole time. He's not getting 71 strikes off. If he wins, he's putting Jonathan Pearce out. So I think less is the Monkey Knife Fight play. What do you think?
I completely agree.
All right. Well, isn't that just so exciting? I don't have any bets on this at all, but if you do want to grab a bet, wewantpicks.com/bets. We have promos up to.
I already have one person I'm putting the house on. I'm putting my second house on Jonathan.
Okay. Your second house. Fantastic. wewantpicks.com/bets. Grab yourself a promo up to $2,500 deposit match. And wewantpicks.com/MKF. Hit the Monkey Knife Fight lines early. I like the less here. They move throughout the week. If you're watching, don't be lazy. Hit the line before it moves. Last week, I waited till Saturday morning, and that didn't work out for me. Hit the early lines before they move.